Is it my birthday today? It sure feels like it because we have two artists, amazing artists, dropping brand new track. It's also the perfect opportunity to announce that I'm dropping a brand new line and design in my store. When it comes to artists who are so good at using their literary art in their music, be it in rap, the way they drop bars and their cadence flows, you may have heard me use the word wordsmithery, a term that I've coined that I like to use to express when someone is just an expert smith at using words and literary art in their music, in their songwriting. And so I'm excited to share with you my brand new merch line, a line that is inspired by artists such as Token and Ren and many more who are just so good at bringing us powerful messages, profound lyrics, amazing compositions, literary art, and music. So enjoy my new line. Check out my store. See if there's something you like. I'm excited to share this new line with you. This artist is definitely a master of wordsmithery. He can drop bars for days. His cadence flow is beautiful. He is an amazing rapper, musician, sings as well, and he has been going viral, which is so exciting whenever we see up-and-coming artists, independent artists, people of whom it may have been said they would never make it, when we see them actually make it. Charting #1 in the iTunes charts, making waves around the world with his music, and he has a brand new release, and I'm excited to check it out with you today. Are you ready? I am really excited about this one. Homeboy can rap. He got the flow, he got the cadences, he got the bars. Go subscribe to Token Hip Hop. And if this is your first time experiencing this artist, let him know that I sent you. It means so much to me when we can showcase artists around the world, especially the independent ones, that we are here to support them and we can let them know that there are reactors out here not only looking to just copy work, but actually analyze, break it down, and promote these artists. My grandma's name was Shirley. She passed away a few weeks before my birthday. I wrote this song the day I found out.
I changed how I look, how I talk, how I act. I changed even more, I'm no longer yours. Only thing that don't change about me is wishing I changed even more. What am I waiting for?
My grandma said I wanna visit you to get that LA view, but I might die before I ever get the chance to. I found a subject I could change to avoid the awkwardness and realizing the painful truth. But I wish I gave her honesty. I know losing memories is frustrating beyond belief, and every day there's a new body part to let a doctor see. But all that aside, how do you say that so casually? What does death mean to you? All your friends dying, does it bring stress to you? Do you think about it? Like, will it hurt at all? When will my whole life be compressed into a phone call? Like, yeah, she's gone. I wanna make her last years be a gift from God, but it's a losing game, cause I got the news today. It's funny how no matter how ahead you are, you're too late.
Ooh.
I changed how I look, how I talk, how I act. I changed even more, I'm no longer yours. Only thing that don't change about me is wishing I changed even more. What am I waiting for?
I used to
Hold on. I love how the kids just started singing along to that, and that contrast between the next generation, the young and the old.
I'm no longer yours. Only thing that don't change about me is wishing I changed even more.
The only thing I don't change about me is wishing I changed even more.
Wishing I changed even more. What am I waiting for?
I used to have reoccurring dreams about death. So ever since you brought it up, I've been sleeping less. I know what you gon' say, I'm too young to be going through it, but can I ask you some questions as the closest one to it? You so open about it, so I'm curious. Do you think an afterlife will be luxurious? Do you think it'll treat you as good as Jersey did? Do you think you'll see your husband? I'm just trying to picture what it's like to be you. 3 kids, 5 grandchildren, all come from you. Maybe because of us, your life has a different meaning and a view, and you're happy to live, but you don't have to. I just can't relate. My life is everything and I'm trying to make it great, but it's a losing game, cause I got the news today. It's funny how no matter how ahead you are, you're too late.
Dang, that's deep.
I changed how I look, how I talk, how I act. I changed even more, I'm no longer yours. Only thing that don't change about me is wishing I changed even more.
That may be a double entendre right there. Not only changing as changing ourselves, but changing things that we may or may not have control over. The only thing I won't change about me or don't change is wishing I changed more. Changed as in how I interacted with you, in my relationships, in my life, or myself.
What am I waiting for?
On our phone call, you tensed up when you mentioned death. It still bothered me cause I want you to be content. It was the middle of the night, I guess that's what most happened. Did you find contentment or not even know what happened? The questions I don't have any answers to upset me. Hey, cause I want you to be content. It was the middle of the night, I guess that's what most happened. Did you find contentment or not even know what happened? The questions I don't have any answers to upset me. Until I realize they're not meant to be. Maybe that's what's beautiful about the rollout. Grandma Tuesday, I'ma be crying my soul out. My birthday's coming up and even if you lived past it, I still change the subject every time you hinted at it. Cause I'm not even supposed to know till I'm supposed to know. And until I'm supposed to know, I'll be hoping I don't. I'll be hoping I don't. I wish I did more for you, but I know it's a losing game. I got the news today. It's funny how no matter how ahead you are, you're too late.
What is the purpose of this? The purpose is to say, I don't give a fuck. If you say it one more time, I'm gonna slap you. I'm your mother, I'm distraught. So the character is
I change how I look, how I talk, how I act. I change even more, I'm no longer yours. Only thing that don't change about me is wishing I changed even more. I change how I look, how I talk, how I act. I change even more, I'm no longer yours. Only thing that don't change about me is wishing I changed even more. What are you waiting for?
Dang, this is actually deep. Token, I'm sorry. Dang, this is deep. Okay. I feel like it took me a second to allow all the emotions to hit. Sometimes I need a moment to really embrace the lyrics and process the video, the lyrics, the composition. And what's crazy was while the chord progression or the melody of the chorus was fairly simple, I think it was good that way because you can sing along and it can become this, in Germany we say Ohrwurm, this earworm, where now you can just sing along, right? It's not a complex melody that you can't keep track of. It can get stuck in your head, which makes for a good hook and is really good to have a catchy tune. But it also is poignant to me, and I don't know if that was part of the intention or not, but it's poignant to me to have a hook that is easily repetitive, you can sing along to, because it fits to this idea of life and death and these cycles we find ourselves in, the generational repetition of how we think we can get ahead and yet we're too late, how we keep changing and yet we wish that we could change more. And we'll talk about those lyrics in a second because those are actually pretty deep. It took me a second to really let that sink in. So the hook being repetitive, that constant red thread the song keeps going back to, was poignant to me because of that parallel to how life and death actually works and how much we do find ourselves in those cycles. We keep coming back to that same place of having to face death, of having to talk about it, think about it, face it. And even if we don't want to talk about it, we want to avoid it because we tense up and talking about death is uncomfortable and it comes with so many questions. It's going to come either for our loved ones or for us. So that was catchy how that kept coming back. But again, also a hook everyone can just sing along to. And that's poignant too because all of us are in this life and none of us are making it out alive. So having everyone kind of sing along, creating this idea of community and collectivism was fitting because death and life and loss is really a collective experience. It's very personal, very individual, but it's very collective. It's something we all share in common. His cadence flow was dope, and I just love how he carried us through the lyrics with an honest song, an honest conversation about life and death. I loved the contrast between grandparents, moms and dads, children singing along, that older gentleman, grandpa looking guy winking at the camera. That was like, oh, like I've lost all my grandparents except for one. And the remaining one is fighting cancer and is getting older, as we all are. And throughout life, I think the hard thing sometimes is we all come to this point in life where we have to deal with death. Sometimes we start thinking about it sooner, sometimes later. Latest when we realize that we're not getting any older and we start being mind boggled at how fast time went. And we start doing the math as to how many years it's been since we were in high school or middle school or college or God knows what. The years are flying by, and I feel like for me, the older I get, the faster it seems to go. And sometimes that's really scary. It creates these death anxieties, these existential fears, questions like, what am I doing with my life? What's the point of all this? Questions like, what's going to happen afterward, right? We have these questions about heaven and hell, reincarnation, afterlife. Is there nothing? Is there something? Will it be luxurious? Will you see your loved ones again? It's a very honest conversation about what many people are wondering. And then the chorus is very poignant for various reasons. First of all, to say, I changed. What does he say? I changed how I look, how I talk, how I act. And that's poignant because I see different ways of taking this. For one, I see it as we literally change who we are as we get older. Our looks change, the way we talk, the way we act. I also take this as we change in the sense of we want to change. Sometimes we want to be different than our parents and grandparents, right? Because when you're a certain age, it's not cool to, be like them. So you want to be different. Sometimes I take this as also sometimes this play on the idea that we change who we are because of who we want to be perceived as, who we want to be. I change even more. It keeps changing. We keep growing. We keep changing. And then he says, only one thing I don't change about me is wishing I change even more. The one thing I don't change, not that I won't change, as in I will not or I don't want to, but I don't. I'm choosing not to. I do not change this, is wishing I change even more. Wishing that I could change more. That's how I take that. And to me, again, a double entendre. Wishing I can change more about myself, be better, be different. Maybe also change the circumstances, as in take advantage of the time, be more present, appreciate our family members and loved ones. And then to say, what am I waiting for? And then he speaks of reoccurring dreams, which is interesting because sometimes dreams that are reoccurring can be a sign, some say, that it taps into deeper emotional aspects where we're longing for closure or our death anxieties and existential fears. Sometimes certain types of dreams like loss of hair or teeth can be tap into these fears of death and these fears of getting older. So it's interesting he taps into reoccurring dreams because that psychologically plays into that theme of life and death. And then talking about you try to get ahead only to realize you're too late. And that is very powerful, very, very powerful. Because first of all, when it comes to life and death, I think a lot of us are chasing different things in hopes to get ahead of death, in hopes to evade death. Some of us, we try to defy it, right? Go hard, live life fully because maybe I can defy it, right? Take that, death. Or we try to run away from it. We try to escape it, staying forever young, being successful, looking good, trying to avoid it at all cost. So I'm taking that different ways. We try to get ahead. It also makes me think of how we're so busy chasing things that we're missing out on life. And at the end of the day, we're too late. We're so busy trying to get ahead in our finances, in our relationships with money and careers. We're trying to get ahead, take that different ways, right? But now we end up, we're still too late. It's still too late to capitalize on life fully, to savor the moment. We're so busy jumping to the next thing, getting ahead, that now we're too late. And it's a cool play on time and space and the way time works, right? Moving ahead, being too late. But it's also very powerful because it's this honest conversation about, hey, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for to live life fully? Because that often is the dilemma. When I graduate, then I can do this. When I finally meet my spouse and have kids. When my kids are finally out of the house. When I finally retire. None of us are making it out alive. What are we waiting for? It's funny how no matter how ahead you are, it's too late. It's too late. When it is our time to breathe our last, it's too late. So what are we waiting for? When are we going to finally start being present, living life fully in the here and now with the people that we've been entrusted with, building relationships? And here's good news for you. If you don't have such good relationships, it's not too late for some of those to be restored. Even if some of them can't be restored, or you have to protect yourself and have boundaries for different reasons, there's still a lot of new relationships that can be formed. Relationship is such a key to happiness, human connection. Being kind to yourself in your actions, food, water, movement, relationships, connection, and doing so for other people too. What are we waiting for, man? What a honest conversation. What do you think about this one? Go subscribe to Token, subscribe here too, and I'll see you on the next ride. Ayo!